You have driven the same roads for years. You know where the school zone begins, which light turns fast, and where the pothole lives. So when a DMV letter shows up or an online renewal suddenly says you must come in person, it feels personal. It feels like someone moved the goalposts. Here's the thing. In many states, the rules around renewals, insurance verification, and distracted driving enforcement are changing. And those shifts can land hardest on older drivers who have been doing everything right. She did not see this coming. He did not see this coming. This is where it gets interesting. The changes are not always announced in a way that reaches you clearly, but the consequences can still hit your license, your registration, and your wallet. Stay with me, and I will walk you through the three biggest updates and what you can do today. My name is Judith Carver. I am a senior protection educator. I help older Americans understand common legal and financial situations so they can avoid confusion, delays, and costly mistakes. I am not a lawyer and I do not provide legal advice. This program is for educational purposes only, and you must verify the latest rules with your own state DMV because requirements vary by state and change over time. If you need advice for your specific situation, contact a licensed attorney or qualified professional who can review your details. I focus on clarity and calm because your independence deserves both. And I will say this plainly, your rights do not expire with age. Now listen carefully. The first change is about vision screening and in-person renewal for older drivers. Many states are tightening the link between renewal and a quick vision check, and some states require in-person renewal once you reach a certain age. For example, California says drivers who are 70 or older at the time their license expires must renew in person and pass a vision test. Florida has its own approach, including vision requirements tied to older age groups and eligibility for online renewal. This is the part nobody talks about. People hear a headline like drivers 65 plus, but the real rule is usually a specific age cutoff or a specific renewal pathway in your state. The clear statement is simple. Do not assume you can renew the way you did last time. Vivian, age 68, who planned to renew online between breakfast and her doctor appointment. The website tells her she must appear in person. The rule changed, not your record. Here's where it gets crazy. Even when you have no problem seeing day to day, the DMV vision screening is a specific moment with specific standards. If you are nervous, tired, or your prescription is outdated, you can struggle. The clear statement is that a vision screening is not a moral judgment. It is a gatekeeping step. Arthur, age 72, who drives to church and the grocery store without trouble. At the counter, he cannot read a few letters on the chart. The clerk is polite but firm. He is told to return with corrective lenses or medical documentation. Handle the eye exam before the DMV handles you. Schedule a checkup, update your glasses if you need to, and bring whatever form your state accepts. And if you already know you have cataracts, glaucoma, or another condition, do not wait for a surprise at the window. Talk with your eye doctor and ask what your safest plan is. Most people never notice the second part of this first change. Some states also reserve the right to require a knowledge test, even if you have been licensed for decades. California openly says that regardless of age, a driver may be required to pass a knowledge test or a vision test depending on the renewal situation. The clear statement is that your renewal notice matters. Denise, age 70, who assumes she will do paperwork only. Her notice requires an additional step. Read the notice like it is a checklist, not a criticism. Pause for a moment. The second major change affects every driver, not just seniors, and it can hit fast. More states are using stronger insurance verification systems that connect insurers and motor vehicle agencies. When coverage lapses, the state can treat it as a serious compliance issue. New York is very direct that an insurance lapse can lead to suspension of your registration and even your driver license. The clear statement is this: a gap in coverage, even a short one, can create automatic trouble depending on your state rules. Manuel, age 66, who switches banks and his automatic payment fails. He assumes he will fix it next week. A notice arrives saying his registration is suspended until he proves coverage and completes the state steps. The emotional consequence is that sickening moment where you realize you may not be able to legally drive to your medical appointment tomorrow. The system does not care why it lapsed, it cares that it lapsed. Now, listen carefully because this is a senior trap. Many older drivers live on fixed incomes and carefully budget bills. If an insurance premium increases, people sometimes consider canceling and shopping later. That delay can backfire. The clear statement is that you should never create a gap while shopping policies. Gloria, age 73, who cancels after a rate hike and plans to sign up elsewhere the next day. The new company needs time to start coverage. That gap triggers a problem. Make the new policy start the same day the old one ends and confirm it in writing. Watch out for this. Even if you are fully insured, paperwork and proof can become the issue. Some states want specific proof forms, specific dates, or specific electronic confirmation. The clear statement is to keep proof of insurance available and current. Leonard, age 70, who has insurance but cannot find his latest card when pulled over, keep a paper copy in the glove box and an electronic copy on your phone, and update both when your policy renews. If you do not use a smartphone, keep the paper copy and ask your insurer to mail extras. Here is the third change, and it is the one that surprises polite, careful people. Distracted driving enforcement is getting stricter, and in many places, the definition is broader than most drivers realize. Several states have moved toward hands-free expectations, meaning you cannot hold a phone while driving even if you are stopped in traffic. Colorado, for example, announced a hands-free requirement beginning January 1st, 2025, prohibiting holding a mobile device while driving unless using a hands-free accessory. Your state may have different details, but the direction is the same. The clear statement is that touching or handling your phone can trigger a ticket, points, and higher insurance costs. Sandra, age 69, stopped at a red light. Her phone buzzes. She glances down and taps the screen. An officer sees it and pulls her over. The law cares about distraction, not your intention. This is where it gets interesting. Seniors often use their phones for navigation, hearing aids that connect by Bluetooth, or emergency calls with family. The clear statement is that you must set up your route and audio before you shift into drive. Raymond, age 75, who tries to adjust his map because the road is closed. He thinks one quick tap is harmless. Pull into a safe place, park, and then touch the phone. Now, I want to give you a calm reality check without judgment. Sometimes the most dangerous distracted driving moment is not texting. The clear statement is that eyes off the road for even a moment can become a crash. The real-life example is Elaine, age 70, who looks down to silence a call and does not notice the car ahead braking. Put the phone away where you cannot reach it easily, because temptation is a human problem, not a character flaw. Let me tie these three changes together, because this is the part that protects you. The theme is automation and documentation. Renewals are more likely to require in-person steps or vision screening at certain ages. Insurance status is more likely to be checked and enforced through connected systems. Phone handling is more likely to be treated as a primary safety issue with real penalties. The clear statement is that small administrative mistakes can now create big consequences. Tom and Beverly, both in their early 70s, who do everything responsibly but miss one notice, have one billing hiccup, and keep the phone in their lap for directions. You do not need to fear it. You need a routine. Here is what I want you to do today in a calm order. First, check your state DMV website for senior renewal rules. because one state may use age 70, another may use age 80, and another may tie it to renewal method or medical review. Second, schedule an eye exam if your renewal is coming up within the next year, even if you think your vision is fine. Third, confirm your insurance payments and policy dates. And if you switch companies, do not allow a gap. Fourth, change your driving habits with your phone. Set navigation before driving, use hands-free features if legal in your state, and park before touching the device. Look, I know this can feel like a lot. Driving is not just transportation, it is freedom, dignity, and connection to your life. These DMV and safety changes do not erase your experience. They simply mean the system expects more verification and less guesswork. The good news is you can respond with preparation, not panic. Check your own state DMV, keep your paperwork organized, stay current on vision and insurance, and treat your phone like it does not exist while you drive. If a situation ever feels legally or financially complex, contact a licensed attorney or qualified professional who can give you advice specific to your circumstances. You deserve calm, clarity, and respect. And if this information helps you recognize a pattern or avoid a mistake, share it with your friends, neighbors, or family members who may face the same online attention. Many seniors fall into these traps simply because no one warned them. A simple conversation can protect someone you care about. If you find this guidance helpful, like and subscribe to the channel for the latest senior scams and protections. Carry that forward with you. Your rights do not expire with age.